Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from the Black Hills of South Dakota. Today's verse is 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient, love is kind, and is not jealous, love does not brag, and is not arrogant. Well, there's a lot going on here, so let's hit the road running. First of all, I'm very glad that the Lord has given us what you could call a definition of His love, godly love, as opposed to human love or romantic love. This is agape love, God's love, and it starts with 2 positives and then 3 negatives. This also deals with how we deal with other people. This first part of the list is not how we deal with situations, but directly with people. Now, it's worth it to go back to the list of the fruits of the Spirit in Galatians 5:22. It said the fruits of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. Now, notice it says the fruit of the Spirit is love. Later it mentions patience and kindness. Well, back to our main verse, patience and kindness are part of the definition of love. So I would suggest that this list of the fruits of the Spirit should be this. The fruit of the Spirit is love, period. And all of the other things, patience, peace, kindness, joy, etc., those result from the love. But the fruit of the Spirit is the love relationship with Jesus Christ. Back to our main verse. Love is patient. The idea of patience is suffering long. If we are patient with people, we're going to suffer as they demand of our time, our energies, our resources. There's a small amount of suffering involved in that. With God's love, we're seeking their good, and we will suffer long for their sakes because of love. The next one, love is kind. The idea of kindness is seeking the best for others, not necessarily giving them anything they want, but seeking what is best and most edifying for them. That's what kindness is. It says on the negative, love is not jealous. Now, that word for jealous is interesting because it can actually be used positively as well as negatively. Let's look at the negative example, and that's James 4:2. You lust and do not have, so you commit murder. You are envious, that's the same word, and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask, and we find out later that they're asking with the wrong motives. If we have a love relationship with God, we're only going to be asking for what God wants us to ask for, and so He will provide us with what we need, and in that sense, there's no need to be envious of anyone else. But that word envy is quite interesting because it could be used positively, as it is in the verse right before the whole 1 Corinthians 13 part. The last verse of 1 Corinthians 12 says, earnestly desire, that's the same word, it's like envy after, the greater gifts. And I show you still a more excellent way, and then it launches into love. So if we're going to be envious, let's be envious, let's desire, let's lust for more love, the greater gifts. Okay, back to our main verse. Another negative, love does not brag. I've noticed when some people get filled with the Spirit, they sometimes get braggadocious. They'll say, I speak in tongues, and I have all kinds of faith, and I believe in signs and wonders and miracles, and I can work this and that and the other thing, and it gets to be quite a bragging fest. Non-love will seek to elevate myself over others. God's love seeks to elevate others over my own priorities. The last one says love is not arrogant. That word for arrogant is basically the idea of being puffed up, which elevates me above someone else. That's not true love. Love should look to elevate others more than us. And one verse on that is 1 Corinthians 8:1. I'm just going to skip to the end. Knowledge makes arrogant, but love edifies. Sometimes we know some things about the Bible, but it makes us arrogant. That's not part of love. Let's love Him every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.